Hello Dolly people, it's Jessica. I'm here to show an update on some of the projects I've been working on. This is Scarlet, my lily cat Constantine. She is naked. I should probably make a warning. There will be naked dolls in this video, so if you don't like that, then you can turn it off now. But I wanted to show the body blushing that I did. So I went back and I made her blushing a little more dramatic because it didn't even show up on when I took pictures. It was very, very subtle in life, and it didn't even show up at all when I took pictures. So I went back and made it a lot more dramatic. And I like dramatic blushing. I think it's I like that. So, and in life it's pretty darn bright, but I'm okay with that. You can see a lot of glare. I just love lily cat butts. They're so cute. Their hips. So I did 3 of my lily cat girls. Actually, all the ones that are on the version 2 classic body version 2, I guess. So another naked dolly. This one is my blue skin lily cat ombre, and she is a little less dramatic in her blushing. She's on the blue skin. My Constantine is on the gray skin. So this is her. I don't know if you can see, it's the light just I've got the window right there. Don't know if the lights just washes everything out. So that's I really like how this one actually looks in life too. It's the blue resin. I really enjoyed painting that. It was just so pretty. It's such a beautiful fantasy color. I wouldn't, after painting this, I wouldn't mind having more of this blue resin, more dolls in this color. Okay, let me grab my last one here. Again, it's my other ombre. There we go. Here she is. And she is a white skin, and she is the most subtle in her blushing, and it's very subtle in life. You can hardly see it on the screen, but it's very nice. In life, it's very, very nice. I've just always loved this white resin that she came with. It's so beautiful. I don't know who casted these dolls, but this color is just gorgeous. So that's Trinity. She's a lily cat ombre too. I have 2 of them. I really like the sculpt. I could have more Constantines too. I love the Constantine sculpt. But that's those girls. I finished Neela's hat. It didn't quite turn out exactly how I was wanting it to, but it's just supposed to be a cute little thing for her to wear. A little bit of a homemade feel, I guess, but I've been enjoying making these hats. I also made her this little leather pouch to carry her puppy in. So her puppy, I kind of rushed through that in my last video. Her puppy, it was always my intention that her puppy would grow up and into a dog, basically a dog, and I kind of had some different ideas about that. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, whether it was going to be a big dog or a little dog. I thought about either commissioning or making it myself, making an art doll, so sculpted parts with a plushie parts, posable art doll. Kind of thought about doing something like that. and I looked at ball jointed doll BJDs. I knew I wanted something that was going to be posable. I did know that. So I had been looking at some various ones. I really liked Elio and Eve dolls, their dogs. They're very expensive though. So that was something. They were kind of off of the, you know, I was really leaning more towards a posable art doll that I would probably make myself, just because of the expense. But then I just happened to be browsing on Etsy, which I do a lot, and I was looking at the Elio dolls that they have posted on there, and they had one. It was a Russian fox terrier, and it immediately caught my eye because it was really adorable. It was really adorable, and it reminded me, it's supposed to be a Russian. They did a good job. It definitely looks like a Russian fox terrier, but the other thing it looked like to me, in some ways, was an Italian Greyhound, and those were some things that I had been considering if I was going to get an Elio or an Eve doll or something like that. Was I wanted either some sort of Sighthound, or a French bulldog or an English bulldog. Elio dolls does make a they do make a French bulldog, and it's okay. I don't know, maybe it'd be different. Oops, what are you doing, Neela? Flopping over. She's got these crazy legs. Don't show everybody your business. I took her wires out, and I should put them back in because she's a disaster without her wires. But anyways, so the Elio dolls, the French bulldog was okay. I didn't like it enough, you know, because it's like $350 or something like that. I didn't like it enough for that. I didn't like it enough to spend that amount of money on it. But I saw this little dog, which reminded me of an Italian Greyhound, this Russian Fox Terrier. In some ways, in a lot of ways, it reminded me of that. And I love Italian Greyhounds. I had voicemails coming through. People trying to call me. I had Italian Greyhounds in the past. That's where my name came from, Sighthoundlady. I've had this name now, Sighthoundlady. It's been kind of my online handle for almost 20 years now. So I've had it a really long time, this name, and it came from the fact I used to own Sighthounds. I had Italian Greyhounds and Whippets, and I just really I did a lot of worked with Greyhound Rescue a lot with in veterinary medicine, and took extra classes and to work with Greyhounds and Sighthounds. So I really like Sighthounds, and the idea of Neela having this little dog that I wanted to make it into an Italian Greyhound. It's not going to be perfect, but they're going to put a longer tail on it because Russian Fox Terriers have these little cropped tails, or dock tails, I should say, and so they're going to put a longer tail on it. The ears are erect, and I did ask them if they could put rose conformation ears on it, and they said, well, it's a pre-printed doll, and the reason it's basically on sale for the price it was because it's already printed. They could add the tail bits, but changing the head would be a whole different thing. So part of the reason that I wanted to get it was because it was such a great price. It was $150, which for one of those little 3D printed animals is amazing, because they're so expensive. I love the cats. Eve dolls and Elio dolls, their cats and their dogs, and they're just so cool. And I've always wanted one. So this was too good a deal to pass up, and I want to make it into an Italian Greyhound, and that's what Neela's dog is going to be when it grows up. We don't have a name yet for this little puppy that's still growing. The dog is coming from Russia, and even though it's already printed, you know, if they got it out right away, it can take easily 2 to 3 months for things that I've ordered from Russia. So I I know I'm in for a wait. I mean, kind of part of I wanted it was that it was already made and it was going to get shipped right away. But I know I'm in for a wait. It's just that if you order anything from Russia, just put your waiting hat on. If it comes sooner, then awesome, but don't expect that. So this will give more time for me to work with. Gosh, Neela, you just really need to be wired. You're trying to flop all over the place. She's really giving me a hard time. She's just like, now I want to do stuff. She wants to go get into trouble. So I'm really excited about that little dog coming. But this will give us time to maybe do more things with Puppy and develop more of the story, because that is supposed to be, Neela found this puppy in the woods, and I did a little story, a little photo story that I posted on Instagram and some other places about it. But she basically went into this forest that's in Eden Sphere, and it's a fairy forest, and it's its own entity in a lot of ways. So it has its own free will and things that it wants to do, and it basically gave Neela this puppy, which is very interesting and unusual, because dogs and fairies and fae don't get along. The whole principle behind that is that dogs are the servants of man. I mean, they really are. We and dogs evolve together. And I don't think a lot of people understand that. I mean, as long as the human race has been around, about half of that time that we have existed, we have had dogs. And then my camera died. But what I was saying was that dogs and humanity have evolved together. So dogs are the servant of man, and man in a lot of ways is the new race, the new people. The fae are the old people, and the fae don't look on humanity or the new people all that positively. Some are more friendly than others, but some, like the unseelie, really despise humanity. And many unseelie creatures prey on and eat people. So a dog is not welcome in any fairy realm, and most fae don't like to be around dogs. So dogs in some cases can have the ability to see through glamour. And so it is one of the reasons that the fae don't like dogs, because dogs can alert humans to that they're there when they're trying to hide or not be seen, or fool a human. A dog will be on guard. So that's kind of the history of that, and why a dog in Eden Sphere is so taboo. And most of the denizens of the residents of Eden Sphere they wanted this dog to be thrown out, basically, which would have been a death sentence, because it's a little baby puppy. They just wanted it gone. They did not want it in Eden Sphere. And Danu, who is Neela's many greats grandmother, was not on Neela's side in this case. She wanted the dog gone too. And the one who came on Neela's side and her advocate in this scenario, it was actually Lear, and which surprised everybody, because he's unseelie, for one. He is not. He's the last one that anybody ever would have thought would have been okay with a dog being in fairy. So, but he, his argument and what finally convinced Danu was that his belief in Neela's abilities. Most or a lot are quite aware at this point that Neela is a pretty powerful fae. She's still a child. Most don't know how powerful. She's in actuality, she's a child goddess. She is the collimation, or part of the collimation, of Danu's breeding plan that's been going on for eons, and she will grow up to be a goddess or something more. But that's the story. And so Lyra doesn't necessarily know all of that, but his argument was that Neela can handle a dog. Dogs may be dangerous, but it's under Neela's care, and Neela can handle it. So Neela has her puppy, and people are getting more used to it. It helps that there aren't really any humans around. Well, there's Maria, who is a ghost, but most are getting a little more used to the dog, and a little more accepting of it, just in this case because they haven't seen anything. They haven't seen anything to make them wary. Neela has indeed been taking care of it. It helps that we're just a baby too. We're just a baby puppy, so not much at this point a baby puppy can do, but the puppy will be growing up. I have rambled on so long. There was one more thing I wanted to show. Let me grab Herla, she's over here. I finally put Herla's eyelashes on her, and I really like, she's so big, I'm trying to get her in the camera here. Turn this. So I really like how it makes her look. It really, I think, brings her face up a little more to life, and let me see that. So I may go a little more dramatic with her eyebrows and maybe her blushing here. I started out, you know, when I did this face up, I thought, okay, I'm gonna back off. I don't want to get too extreme or bold with it, because I need to get a feeling for, one, it's the first face up I've done, natural kind of face up that I've done, and I kind of wanted to get a feel for how she was going to look. But I know that she's not going to have black hair, but she's going to have some different wigs. I'm going to make some, and I'm going to commission some. I would like her to have some shorter wigs and some long ones. I want to have different hair options for her, but she's going to have darker hair. It's not going to be black, but it's going to be dark browns. What I wish that or maybe what I'll do is, instead of this bold black eyeliner, a pretty dark brown, and get some brown eyelashes, dark brown eyelashes. It's very subtle. I think the difference would be really subtle, but it might make the difference. Her eyebrows do, I think, need to be a little darker. I love it when eyebrows match hair color. I just really think that looks really nice. I really like it with fantasy dolls. Like, so if they have like blue hair and then they have blue eyebrows and eyelashes and stuff, I really think that looks neat. But anyway, so I'm really happy with how she's looking here. This is just a Monique Gold synthetic mohair brown wig that I've had, which I do really like. I do like it. I love Monique Gold wigs, but Herla is special, and she needs to have lots of options. I like to change her around. Okay, I was going to maybe talk some more about just so many things I just would like to blab about. Just character stuff. So maybe I'll make some other videos and share some of that stuff. I don't know if you guys would be into that or not. Another long video. Thanks for watching. Have a great week. Bye.